In this project, the construction of 60 apartments was being executed for building phase 4. It had a construction period of 18 months, beginning in January 2014, with a budget of 131 million Norwegian kroners. Building Company X took hold of the project with contracts controlled by the builder, which meant that Company X was responsible for a team of 6 employees, 1 project manager, 1 engineering design manager, 3 building services managers, and 1 customer coordinator. The project team had their fair share of experience, with having worked on quite a similar project that was closing to an end called B3 around the same time B4 was starting up.
The team had been working on B3 from September 2012, continuing into 2014, which was a fairly identical housing project to B4. But B3 had a different project manager than B4. The construction time for B3 was 18 months. But due to a lot of problems mentioning errors in apartments and internal conflicts within the construction team, they had a hectic deadline period and just barely managed to deliver the apartments on time. The project execution did not flow well, and after finishing the project, the whole team suffered from internal tension and lack of motivation.
Even though the project B3 and B4 were quite similar, the project owner wanted some change. The main differences between the two projects were in the building time. The B3 had a time frame of 18 months, while B4 was reduced to only 14 to 15 months.
The same project team that was working on B3 had been assigned to B4, with one exception. The management realized that they had to do some changes from B3 and decided to remove the project manager from B3 and replaced him with a construction manager from B4.
The new project leader called the team into a meeting. In this meeting, he wanted everyone to discuss both what was working and what wasn't on the last project. Could they have made some changes to make it better? The team concluded that they should have a clear role and responsibility distribution. For example, if the project manager had some spare time to assist with the construction manager was still the chief in charge for this area. And further on, thoroughly work with the time schedule before start, clear goals and measures to avoid failure, and last, establish contracts with the contractors that both parts can be secure about.
The customers are important stakeholders, as the project's success strongly rely on their satisfaction. Company X is owner-builder and defines the success criteria. The project leader had the challenge of motivating the team and to figure out how to meet the success criteria within the time schedule. The bank, municipality, and the neighbors are other important stakeholders.
Risk evaluation was performed in the project planning phase, and several actions were made to lower the risk of the project. 70% of all the additional costs were included in the contracts to ensure economic predictability. The project leader were changed to lower the risks associated with bad communication within the team. The project leader overlapped project positions to lower the vulnerability if someone would quit. Only 2 buffers, summer and Christmas holidays, were made in order to keep the time schedule. The smart home solution from B3 were excluded from the sales prospect due to high risks coupled with technical issues.
The main constraint on the execution of this project was a strict time frame that had to be adhered to. By distributing the workers' vacation weeks throughout the summer, they managed to catch up on minor delays in getting back on track. Later, the news that one of the construction leaders had to be transferred to another project led to concerns regarding the strict time frame. However, good project structure and systematic work led to the project being on schedule before the Christmas break. The pre-inspection towards the end of the project revealed that the parquet in one of the apartments was of the wrong sort. This was an error done by the parquet supplier and would not have been discovered without such an inspection. There was still enough time to fix this problem within the time frame, and the apartments was delivered with no errors.
Eventually, the construction project turned out to be a great success for Company X. The apartments were delivered with 0 errors and without use of the time frame buffer in the contract. Estimates indicated that the project was completed 5 million Norwegian kroners below budget, and there was agreement that the execution of B4 was improved in all areas compared to B3.